thing of this lesson. This is called the flipped classroom. Why is it flipped? Basically, what happens is that the thing that we usually do at the class are now our homework. So, new topics, new words, new grammar. This is something that you're going to watch at home. And the things that we're going to do in class is actually something that we would usually do at home. Practicing, speaking, and I think you'll find it interesting and engaging how this thing works. I hope you like it. So let's get into business. So today our topic is eating in and out. This is the new textbook that we're going to use. It's called English File. So yeah, let's get into business. So in this one, you can see different food and cooking. So here I would stop if I were you, I would stop the video and take my time to put all the words that we can see in the category of fish and seafood at the place where it should be. So stop the video here. So I am going to show you what is what and to pronounce it correctly. So the perfect option is to repeat after me. Crab, crab. Lobster, lobster. Tuna, tuna. Mussels, mussels. Prawns, prawns. Squid, squid. Salmon, salmon. Did you get it right? I hope you did. So we can move on to meat now. So take a look at the picture of meat and put the words in the category which you think is the most suitable. Stop the video here and then we're going to talk about the pronunciation. Okay, so beef, beef. Chicken, chicken. Duck, duck. Lamb, lamb. Be careful with this one. You don't need to pronounce this B in the end. Notice how I pronounce it. Lamb. Pork, pork. Did you do well? I hope you did. So the next category is fruit and vegetables. Notice fruit is uncountable in English, so we don't say fruits, we say fruit. Fruit and vegetables. So place your fruit and vegetables that you can see in the picture, the word to the right picture. Stop the video here and then we're going to discuss this stuff. Ready? Okay, so aubergine, aubergine. Or in American English, you can call it an eggplant because when it's small, it looks like an egg. It's white and round. Mango, mango. Avocado, avocado. Beetroot, beetroot. Cabbage, cabbage. Melon, melon. Cherries, cherries. Courgette, courgette. Or in American English, you can hear a zucchini option, zucchini. Peach, peach. Cucumber, cucumber. Grapes, grapes. Pear, pear. Green beans, green beans. Lemon, lemon. Raspberries, raspberries. Red pepper, red pepper. Okay, so I hope you did well with this fruit and vegetables. And if I were you, I would write down your favorite stuff out of these pictures. Maybe something is missing that you really like. So note it down. It would be great. Okay, moving on to the next one. In the next one, we're going to talk about the types of cooking. So you can see 6 pictures. Please think of what kind of cooking is used here and put it next to it. Okay, ready? So let's see. The potato is baked. Usually we use the word baked for something that is sweet or for some vegetables like potatoes. Next one, the egg. The egg is fried. Fried, something that we can fry on a skillet in some kind of oil or fat. This is usually fried. Roast. This is something that we do in an oven. It can also be potatoes, but the speciality of this thing is the fact that we do it in fat. You see, so the potato, it can be baked or roast potatoes or roasted if you want. Boiled. Boiled, something which is prepared in the boiling water, the water which is 100 degrees. Okay. Grilled. Grilled and fried is quite similar, but we need to have a grill to have it grilled, not the skillet, not the pan, you see. And then steamed. Steamed is something that is not boiled. We don't put it in water, but we put it over the water. And when the steam goes, when the water boils, it prepares our product. So steamed. By the way, tell me how you like those different products. Do you prefer your egg fried or boiled? Do you prefer your potato baked, boiled, or fried? Yeah, tell me about it. Think about it. We will talk about this during our live lesson. Next one, let's talk about some phrasal verbs. There are a lot of phrasal verbs in English, so let's discuss 3 of them which are about food, okay? So let's start with the first sentence. Think about what we can put here, stop the video, and let's continue when you have your answer. Ready? So here it is. You can cut down on. I'm trying to cut down on coffee at the moment. I'm only having 1 cup at breakfast. Cut down on something. It means to try to eat less of something. The next one, stop the video and think about which one it can be. Well, here it's quite obvious. We have 2 out. So, I eat out a lot because I often don't have time to cook. So eating out, it means not to eat at home, not to cook something, go to the restaurant, go to the cafe, right? And the last one is to cut out. There is a small difference between cut down on something and cut out something. Cut out means to completely stop eating something instead of cut down on when it means to eat less of something. The doctor told me that I should completely cut out all cheese and dairy products from my diet. He told me to stop eating dairy products. Let's move on. Now let's talk about some sounds. We're going to see 8 sound pictures. What are the words and sounds? What part of the symbol tells you that a sound is long? So let's start with the second question. What tells you that the sound is long? So think about it, stop the video, and, well, stop the video and tell me. So it's the double dot, right? The double dot that we have. Like in number 2, number 4, number 6, and number 8. So what are the words and sounds in these pictures? Take a look at the picture and pronounce the word. Take a little pause, and after you finish, play the video and check. Fish. Fish. Tree. Tree. hat, a, cat, car, ah, car, alarm, alarm, ah, horse, or, horse, bull, bull, boot, boot, oo. Okay, I hope you did well with the sounds, so we might continue. Present simple and continuous. So let's choose one of the options in red. Stop the video, think about it, and I'm going to read it after it. So in the first, we need to choose don't need. You don't need anything except lemon and olive oil when fish and seafood is really fresh. You don't need. We cannot use state verbs in present continuous. I think you remember about this. Present continuous only talks about actions, while present simple can talk about both actions and states. Some examples of state verbs are understand, think, need, have, own, etc. So something that happens inside our head. And something that happens in the reality, physically, this is an active verb. Number 2. Stop it and tell me the answer, and after this play the video. This week, for example, I'm making tacos, a Cretan salad. I'm making because this is my plan for future. We can use present continuous to talk about plans and arrangements in future. The next one, stop, think, and then play. I go to Crete maybe 4 or 5 times a year. I go to Crete because this is our habit, something that happens regularly. I hope you remember that, and that's fine if you do. Let's move on. Let's now check the difference between present simple and continuous, action and non-action verbs. So present simple is usually built with the help of 2 things: the first form of the verb or a present simple form of the verb, and the auxiliary do and does. For example, I live in London, she works in a restaurant. So in statements, we usually use the first form of the verb. Remember that when we use it with he, she, and it, we need to add s in the end of our verb. In the next one, we can see that when we make a negative sentence, it should usually be with don't and doesn't. Doesn't for he, she, it, and don't for the rest of the group. And then for questions, we would use do and does, but we would change the order of the sentence. We would put do and does in front of our subject. Right. So we use the present simple for things that are always true or happen regularly. We use this type of structure ASI, which means auxiliary, subject, infinitive for questions, or sometimes it may be QUASI, which means question, word, auxiliary, subject, infinitive, to help you with the word order in questions. For example, do you know David? Auxiliary, do, subject, you, infinitive, no, and David is an object. What time does the film start? What time is a question structure. Sometimes it can have more than just one word. Auxiliary is does, the film is our subject, and start is an infinitive. We often use the present simple with adverbs of frequency, something that shows us how often something happens, right? Usually, never, or maybe some expressions of frequency, more than just one word, like every day, once a week. We need to remember that the adverbs of frequency, they go before the main verb and after be. And expressions of frequency usually go at the end of the sentence or verb phrase. Okay? Then, present continuous, we usually The structure for it is usually be, verb, ing. Is your sister still going out with Adam? So we have is and going out. No, they broke up. She isn't going with anyone now. Isn't going out. So to be and ing. The phone's ringing. Can you answer it? Is ringing, right? The same structure. So take a look at the structure. We usually have the auxiliary to be in every type of the sentence. The only thing that changes is that for negatives we use not with to be, and for questions we change the word order. We put it in front. We put to be in front. We use the present continuous, not the present simple, for actions in progress at the time of speaking, for things that are happening now or around now. These are normally temporary. This is not a habit. This is just for a short period of time. And we also use the present continuous for future arrangements or plans, right? And we need to talk about this action and non-action verbs. As I told you, so verbs that describes actions, they are called action verb. And a verb that describes a state or a feeling, it's non-action. They're not usually used in the present continuous, and even if we mean now, so here we need to be careful. Even if we mean now, we use present simple. So take a look at some common non-action verbs that we have here. Some of them are agree, be, believe, belong, depend, forget, hate, hear, know, like, love, matter, mean, need, prefer, realize, recognize, remember, seem, suppose, and want. So something, if you take a look at them, you will understand they usually happen in our head, right? And some of the verbs can be both action and non-action. For example, have and think, depending on the context. If you want to say I'm having breakfast, here having is an action, actually, you eat, right? But if you say I have a car, this is a non-action verb. This is just a possession of something. You don't do actually anything. Right. So take a look at some examples. So this is it for your home task. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you during the live lesson. Bye bye.